even all the stuff that you don't end up seeing in the movie, I feel like the integrity that we put into it, you kind of feel that it's real. We wanted it to feel like, not when you watch a movie and there's a singer and you can tell it's fake and it's put in after. It's like, this is real. And even the audience, when they were filming, talking scenes, we were performing for them so that they could feel, even when we're not on camera, they could feel that they're at a concert.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Lady Raven.
I see danger. Your love's like a loaded gun.
Hey friends, it's Emily Curl. We're here at our iHeartRadio headquarters in New York City, and today we're joined by musical artist and star of the new film Trap. We have Salika here. And then, of course, her dad is joining us, and you might recognize him as director M. Night Shyamalan. Can we give it up for Salika and Night in our studio? Welcome to iHeart.
Thank you so much.
We're so happy to have you here. This is so exciting. We're so thrilled to talk about your music and, of course, the new film Trap. Let's kick it off. Tell us about Trap, this new project.
My goodness, what do you want to know? The plot? I can't tell you the plot.
I know there's always
Yeah,
a secret in there.
It was a project that came from our conversations. Actually, this wasn't even for me to direct. This was just an idea that we had started talking about. Hey, could you write an album for a movie, for a long-form narrative, and then the characters actually hear all the songs in the movie, not as score, but just the characters are hearing it. And we were, a big inspiration was Purple Rain and how Prince did that. That was like a big thing. We watched it and we're saying, hey, could we do a thriller version of this?
I was going to ask you about the inspirations. Okay, so that's kind of where it came from. Tell us about the character Lady Raven.
I would say, I don't want to give away too much, but obviously there's a lot of overlap in the music between myself and Lady Raven. I wrote and produced all the music, so it's all very, authentic to me and kind of the genre and the sound that I want to be in and that I love creating in. It was very freeing to write from a different character's perspective because I got to kind of embrace facets of emotions that I may not normally kind of indulge in and kind of be playful and think about things in different ways. So that was totally fun, and I think that the Lady Raven character, the way he wrote it, is kind of a more confident, bold, and assertive version of myself in a way.
Oh, interesting.
So maybe he was writing the way he wants me to be. I don't know. So it was a good exercise in kind of ridding myself of insecurities that I have and kind of trying to practice being a person that doesn't have those insecurities.
Oh, interesting. So how much did you two collectively work together to sort of form not only Lady Raven, but the music that's created?
Very much so. Well, I trust her on the music front, so I would just tell her kind of intention rather than, hey, I want to have this, And then she would start writing songs, and I think in the early part of the process, she would write a song, and I might say, well, that's Salika, that's not Lady Raven. Mm-hmm. And then she'd write a song and say, that's Lady Raven. And we would just start to kind of hone in.
Just kind of pitch him ideas and then see what he likes. And then after the first few, I feel like I kind of got a inkling for what the through line would be for the character.
Yeah, you understood the character.
Yeah. And also the feeling of the movie, because the music is so, throughout the film that the music has to feel like what he's imagining in his head and kind of work with it.
It's very playful. The movie's very playful and irreverent, and I thought that Lady Raven was mischievous. Mm-hmm. I thought Lady Raven is having a wink with everyone and is very playful on stage, which Salika's kind of more reserved and austere, and I was like, well, forget all that. You got to sass and fun it up, and that's who Lady Raven is. So she started to feel that and then be very playful with the music.
I was going to ask you, how do you approach you've directed so many people. Yeah. How do you approach directing Salika? What was that like on set?
And one of the things that caused an inspiration to do this movie is I directed her in an audition for a TV show, which they wanted her to play the lead in this TV show, and she almost got that particular lead. I won't say which show. And it was a music-based character. And I got to direct her, and there was a moment, she had never really done that, Obviously, we've worked together in music and all, but there was a moment in that audition when I went, hey, that was amazing what you just did. Right, yeah. You just did something instinctually. And I was like, huh. And I held on to that, and I was like, huh. When I started to come up with the idea for the movie, eventually I was like, you know what, maybe I should just do this and direct. And I do like two types of actors, which is the super highly trained theater actor, and then the complete new actor, like a child or someone's new, because they're very close to the authenticity that doesn't have built up. Like all of us have a lot of artificial triggers and things we do. How are you doing? I'm great. How are you? And all that stuff, which is
that's so
not
interesting.
it's not us, you know. And some people, and Salika's one of them, maybe because of her connection to her music, is able to go right to that raw place right away, like someone who doesn't have the filters. And so those are the two that I like to direct, and then put that into a very formal way of thinking about filmmaking.
First off, that's so fascinating. And the setup is so interesting because obviously we see a huge stadium tour taking place. So not only are you prepping for the music, you're prepping for a stadium tour, and you're directing a full show along with the dialogue, the action scenes. Like, what was that like to get to experience that together and direct that as well?
It was really crazy. I mean, like you said, it was prepping a tour. So, and we treated it with, you know, that much respect and stuff. And even all the stuff that you don't end up seeing in the movie, I feel like the integrity that we put into it, you kind of feel that it's real. We wanted it to feel like, not when you watch a movie and there's a singer and you can tell it's fake and it's put in after. It's like, this is real. And even the audience, when they were filming, you know, talking scenes, we were performing for them so that they could feel, even when we're not on camera, they could feel that they're at a concert.
Wow.
But, you know, we did choreography, I did dance rehearsals, we did, you know, extreme costume fittings and, you know, kind of a narrative arc to the show and what song goes first and what song comes last and the encore and the features and what is on the stage, what are the sets. So it was very...
Anyone you watched in particular to kind of get the feel of the superstar?
Rosalia.
Oh, yes, yes.
I mean, I'm a super fan of hers, and her choreography is super cool, and the kind of hybrid of pop music and flamenco, and her influences kind of inspired like a little bit of my pop Indian kind of the integration of those things.
Incredible.
Yeah, we were literally putting on a concert, and that was a new aspect of filmmaking for me, that an element of the frame to go so deep into it that the audience 100% senses that's real. That's not, you know, Josh is there, Josh Hartnett's there, and his character's there, but the concert that he's watching is real. Wow. And everything about it is real. There's a whole world of decision making that went in love and integrity, and hey, this is what Lady Raven is trying to say. And so it was that was really wonderful, and I think I'm going to take that with me, because you can apply that to the living room in a house, and going, hey, the kid played, you know, sports until this moment where he got injured, or he realized he was gay and he stopped, and that's just in the background on the shelves. The trophy stopped at 12. You know, those kind of thought, and the audience, again, they just feel it, that this is
so
a
personal,
real,
so specific.
real,
Yeah.
And so it was fun, but and physically it was really interesting, because I had my film cameras that were recording, let's say Josh, and talking to his daughter, and then Salika and her concert, I was doing a live direction of, hey, zoom, 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 zoom,
Right,
live
yeah.
Cameras
cameras that
are
are
on the
Yeah.
side.
that
Like
are
how they do it in
on
a
the
real
screen,
show.
so we're doing
Wow.
both, and
Nothing was edited there. It was just all like had
That
to
was
be
all,
live.
yeah, you were just in the moment. Wow.
So I was doing both, which was wild for the brain, but
Yeah,
fun.
and probably exciting for you, like a new challenge.
It was. All of this was kind of, I think, with my daughters coming up, and you know, it's a new era, a new kind of awakening. You know, I joke about it being like, you know, have you read Interview with the Vampire?
Yeah.
So I'm like the old vampire. And then I'm like being with the new vampires, because they find everything so amazing, you know? And I'm like, oh wow, it is amazing.
Right. Yeah. For you being such like a beloved storyteller, beloved director, I'm also curious to hear a little bit about your process. I know this one was a little bit differently,
Yeah.
but typically in the past for you, what comes first? What is the idea that comes first? Is it just, like you said, these small moments where you get this peek in, or the plot, or maybe a twist that you have in your head? Like, what does that look like for you?
Well, it'll be an idea, and then there'll be a really strong idea that snowballs. But I've learned that that's not the only criteria. Then it's the angle on the idea, and that sounds like a minor thing, but it's not. That's the whole thing. That tells you how you're going to come into the story, how, you know, what the information is going to be like, the tone of it. So in this case, you know, let's say I go, you know, and the process was like this. Hey, let's do a movie with music in it where the characters watch. Well, where could we do that? Okay, maybe it takes place at a concert. Okay, maybe we could do it in an interior concert, an arena. Okay, that's claustrophobic. Okay, great. You know, oh, maybe it has to be a thriller. And then I go, okay, maybe we make it about a trap, because I had this idea, a trap of, you know, set up to catch this serial killer. And then when I went, oh, we're going to do it from his point of view, and you're going to love him.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, because you fall in love with him. Okay,
Yeah.
then that tells me who to cast, how to shoot it, what the tone is, everything. So it's the angle on it. As soon as I got the angle on it, I'm like, I think we were on a beach.
Yeah, I think so.
When we were on a beach, and I was sitting there, I was like,
Yeah, you
everybody
had
was
the
in the
epiphany.
morning, and I was like,
came out to the beach and you were like, I figured it out.
I figured it out.
knew.
Because we was thinking it very traditionally from the FBI, the
Yeah.
thing, and doing it that way. And then I was like, this has gotta be, everybody's seen this a million times. This isn't fun. And then I was like, we'll do it from Hannibal Lecter's point of view.
I love this. Is also so cool that it's like a family affair. I want to go back to that moment you said on the beach. I'm so curious. You have such a creative family, so many creative siblings, so many creative kids. What are the dinner table conversations like?
They're
Like this.
Is it like this? It's like
deep.
we're figuring out.
They're
yeah.
TED Talks. They're definitely TED Talks on whatever it is we're waxing poetic about at that moment. But nothing is casual. I mean, it's very oppressive at our house because I'm a little much. Like if they're watching, let's say they're watching, I don't know, Love Island or something like that. If they're doing
We love
that,
Love Island here.
yeah, and if they're doing that, I'll be like, I'll
I'll
walk by.
and be like,
You're making a choice.
you're a vessel. Everything you put,
You guys
you're
are
watching.
Yes, I was like, you are making a choice.
You're making a choice right
This-
now.
This is not a passive thing
Not
you're
you're
doing.
a vessel.
Yeah.
So they actually
It's
literally
in my mind all the time.
they literally like if I come in the room they'll literally
you
shut
turn
their
off the TV.
computers. They'll shut off everything because they don't want me to see that they're watching The Bachelor 75 or whatever it is.
Wait, I love it. It's so funny.
Well, Ishi used that inspo in her movie. So.
She did. She
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, it is where like
It's a full
just
family
like
affair.
athletes. If you walked in and you saw an Olympic athlete eating a Doritos bag, you'd be like, what?
Yeah,
I know it tastes good,
They,
but
they probably do at some point.
so it's oppressive. It's oppressive. I go, but
It's good. It brings out the best. It
Yeah,
makes us-
you make great art
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
of it. That's amazing.
Good training.
Well, we're so excited for you both. Thank you so much for coming in. Last question before you go is what do you hope the audience takes away after seeing Trap?
For me, every time I do it, I want to create a new color, a new feeling that people haven't seen, that I haven't seen. And so, like if I go back, and I used to be scared of this instinct, like when I made Unbreakable, and I was like, hey, let me make a movie about comic books. And everyone's like, well, comic books? What? And, those nerds that go to the conventions, you're going to make a movie for those people? I was like, no, I think it's something else, And I don't wait for the validation of like, are you with me? That's not, there's something in there. And so for me, this idea of the culture of going to concerts and the darkness of a thriller, it felt totally inappropriate that, this is going on like at a Taylor Swift concert. It's just, so the character, like if I'm Josh, I'm going through something really dark, but next to me is my daughter having the time of her life. And that's so
Yeah.
beautiful
Back
that
and forth,
that
yeah.
and it's inappropriate and wonderful, And so I love that feeling and the joy of it and the
Right.
fun of it. And I hope audiences feel the same way.
Well, we love that. We cannot wait to see the film. Thank you both so much for being here. Congratulations on everything. Can we give it up one more time for M. Night Shyamalan and Salika?
Your daughter's never going to forget this day.
Thanks so much for watching. Did you like that video? You can check out more over here. And don't forget to subscribe to iHeart right here.